Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and I have to travel this week, which is tragic for me, but I'm going to endeavor to make it less tragic for you. I'm going to make the videos in advance while I'm traveling. Should be able to make some videos while I'm traveling, but hopefully won't have to, and I can just get these videos done today. So I'm answering a publicly posted question by THAW, YouTube user THAW, who I have been referring to as Thaw, even though it's definitely not Thaw because it's two words. And Thaw asks on our video entitled, "A release in my settlement agreement includes any claims that may arise stemming from my employment." And under that video, Thaw posts, "Oh, one more question. Does a release prevent me from writing a review mentioning my experiences?" So, depends on what you're terming the release. So, in a settlement agreement, you're going to have many different components, of which one section will be the release. And you're going to see lots of language there, a whole bunch of laws listed, right? And it's going to talk about how you're releasing all of these laws. That portion, the release, does not limit your ability to speak generally. You can share your experiences, you can tell people what you went through, you can do all the things, you can say all the things, no limitations. However, in most states, 48, maybe 49 out of 50 states, there's going to be a whole bunch of additional components to a settlement agreement, additional clauses in there. There's going to be things like confidentiality, non-disparagement, hopefully mutual non-disparagement at the very least, right? You don't want this employer disparaging you. Now, those provisions in a larger settlement agreement that are probably there, although I don't know if they're there for you because I haven't reviewed yours, but statistically speaking, there's a 99.9% chance they are there. A confidentiality agreement will limit your ability to speak about your case, right? Or whatever that agreement is drafted to encompass. So they're all going to be a little bit different. There's an active arms race going on in the world in terms of building out and making stronger and broader confidentiality agreements, because employers, more than the value of your case, they don't want the bad press in many situations. So that confidentiality provision is going to be there. Listen, California's got some laws in the books. New Jersey's got some law in the books, kind of halting that theoretically, but that law has already basically been defeated in New Jersey in terms of defense attorneys just working around it. The law in New York was never drafted with an intent to be effective. There's no way anyone could be that stupid that they would draft the law in New York to it. I can't believe human beings would have been that stupid given the way they drafted that law. So the law in New York is not going to limit their ability to silence you. Law in New Jersey hasn't been very successful. Law in California has at least caused a pause as defense attorneys think things through and decide what they can and can't get away with. So perhaps there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Now, there's also going to be potential non-disparagement provisions. These are going to be perhaps even more dangerous to you and to your review than the confidentiality, because they're going to say, hey, you can't say anything negative about this employer. And hopefully it's mutual, and hopefully the employer also can't say anything negative about you. But that being said, it's going to limit your ability on average to leave this review that you're discussing about your employer that you recently settled the case with. Now, I don't know that these provisions are in your agreement, and I don't know what the wording of these provisions are, what they spell out as your duties under that agreement, under that contract, right? I'm just betting they're there because they're almost always there. So you're going to have to go over that agreement with a local attorney in terms of your ability to leave a review. I'm just telling you it's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely that you'll be able to leave a review. Unless you do it anonymously, which could still present some risk of breach to you under your settlement agreement. If they were able to identify you, certainly not an ideal situation for you. I hope this helps. I wish you luck. I get the frustration. I definitely get the frustration. And I'm rooting for you. Like and subscribe, everybody. Helps me to help more people just like you. Take care.